Right, well, Ellie, so you've shown pleasing week-by-week improvements so far. Still not quite hitting the C zone though, so let's see if this improvement can continue. 4. Okay, you've missed one number out there, which is 1. And with this one, you've missed out the fact that they want the number to be odd, and you've just done the smallest number. So you need to switch those two around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 marks there all together. 700, 228, 80 pence, 12 books, 520, 7 marks there, 16 for the first page. That's good. Good start. Now then, that one's right. Now with this one, that isn't right. Okay, so what you need to do here is you have to keep the formula originally or initially when you substitute things in exactly the same as is written there. So the cost we know is 220 equals the monthly payment, which is what we're trying to find, so we'll call that M, times 9, which is in the formula, plus the deposit, which is 40. So the first mark is for writing down that. Now we can't evaluate M times 9, so we have to keep that as it is. So we need to get rid of the add 40. To do that, we could do the opposite of adding 40, which is taking 40 away. You have to do that to both sides. So this side becomes that, leaving M times 9 on that side. Now that is something we can evaluate. We can work out what that is. It's 180 equals M times 9. And to get the M on its own, we have to do the opposite, timesing by 9, which is dividing by 9. So M is 180 divided by 9, which is 20. So it's important that you, when you're substituting in what you're given, you do that without changing anything that's in the original formula as far as where it's ordered. 9, 16, 8, 7 is correct. 4 marks on that page. That is perfect. You're labeling your axis, it's nicely spread out. 4 marks for that. Black, and 9 out of 40 is correct there as well. So with this one, 36 centimeters is correct. Your units are wrong. That's volume. Okay, area is centimeters squared. So even if this is right, which it isn't, you would still lose a mark for that. Now, for this one, you got 9 times 9 is 81. 81 would be the area of a full square all the way across there and up to there. So what you could have done is 9 times 9 is 81, and then cut out this 6 times 6 square that would be there. So if you did 81 take away 36, you would have got the right answer. What you've done is the area of that big square, and then you've added 2 rectangles to it of this size. So what you have done is you have worked out the area of that rectangle there is 18, which is correct. You have worked out the area of that rectangle there, which is 18, which is correct, and you've added 2 of those on, which is correct. But this square isn't 9 times 9, it is 3 times 3, which is 9. So that should be 9 plus 18 plus 18. So you get a mark for working with areas. You lose the mark because what you've done is wrong, and you don't get the unit mark because you've given me units of volume. So you've quite spectacularly mucked up that part of the question. Total for the page 10. 12 seats on each side, 9 rows, 108 on one side, 216. That is perfect, and explaining and laying out nice and sensibly. That's obtuse. Take a look at that. You should be able to do that so long as you've got an angle measurer. That's good. That's correct. All they want you to say there is that it's 15 meters below sea level, and that's what the negative is for. This one is wrong. What you've done is you've done 355 take away 40, but the actual difference between those two, because one of them is 355 above zero and the other is 40 below zero, the total distance between them is 395, not 315. So only 3 on our page. That one's right, that one's right, that one's right. So 2 marks for that. Have a look at the video clip to see how I work that through. That would have been a question you would have gotten higher tier as well, so I'm quite surprised you haven't been able to make any progress with it. 8, 7, 16, 14, 23, 20. Your points are all in the right place, but to make a conversion graph, you'd be expected to join a line through them going through 0, 0. And then for this, 50 nautical miles is off the scale, so you have to use something that's on the scale, say 10, read off what 10 is, and then multiply it by 5. 5 times as much to make 50. Have a look at that on the video clip. With this one, it isn't 38 minutes, and because you aren't showing me what times you're using, it would help there. 10:55 from Swansea at Bridgend, so they get on there, and she gets off at Newport. So what you're looking for, or what I'm looking for, is for you to show me that you're working out the difference between those 2 times. You haven't. It's not 38 minutes. So I can't give you any marks. The latest train he can catch from Port Talbot is not the 12:12. To get to by Birmingham by 3:30, he needs to be on that train, which you've correctly marked. So working backwards, to be on that train, he needs to be in Bristol Parkway in order to catch that train, which means he can be at Bristol Parkway at 1:30, and at Port Talbot, sorry, 12:12 is right. I was looking at the wrong thing. Sorry, 12:12 is right. Yes. But he won't be waiting 1 hour 26. He'll be waiting for 10 minutes. Is the time difference between there? So 1 mark for that. And watch how I explain that on the video clip. 3 marks for that. The highest common factor, 2 is a common factor, 7 is a common factor. So because 2 and 7 are common factors, then the product of those, 14, would be the highest common factor. So what you're looking for there is 2 times 7, which is 14. None of those are right. Very difficult to do unless you set out the equation. So what they're looking for here, first of all, have a watch of me go through that. We will do some work on polygons before, but you should have been able to work out what the shape was that you're actually starting with. Sorry, so for this one, you should know that all those 3 angles must add up to 180 because it's a straight line. So what they're looking for you to do is set that out as an equation. that angle, which is that, plus that angle, which is that, plus that angle, equals 180. And then simplify that as an equation. That one's right. And that one's right. But that one's wrong. The median, there are 200 plants. What you've picked is the mode. No, you haven't. Yours is just wrong. 200 plants, you're looking for the 100th. First 6 are there. 26 takes you to there. 96 takes you to there. So the 100th is going to be in that group. So 2 marks there, 4 for the page. Alright then, Ellie, let's see, what did I say best so far? 56 is your best. 16, 20, 30, 37, 40, 43, 44, 47, 51. So you've done better. That's a D. You're about 10 marks from a C. But when you go through some of those questions, like that area question, for example, you just blew that completely. There's some quite straightforward questions in there that you got wrong, and there are some straightforward ones that you left out. So if you spend some time, spend an hour going through that paper, watch me do the ones that you've messed up on, and hopefully you'll easily find those 10 marks.